Hello everyone and welcome to another review video. In case you missed the post and are wondering why I have a video out on a Tuesday, well, for September, a new posting schedule has taken effect. Thankfully, I was able to meet up with the Thursdays only schedule of last month, but this month, I am cranking up the ambition dial just a bit. I intend to post on Tuesdays and Fridays this month, resulting in about 8 videos as opposed to last month's 4 or 5. So this month, reviews and tutorials will be scheduled for Tuesdays, while opinion and commentary videos will be scheduled for Fridays. Also, please note that I already have a schedule planned, one with topics and even videos already in process. But now that you're clear what my post schedule is like, you can comment on the topics you want covered on the tutorial days and on the commentary days. That said, let's get into the video. Today, we're having a look at the new IMVU Studio update, version 1.37.5. Now, I know it says version 1.37.6, but per the announcement that IMVU made, it's actually version 1.37.5. I updated my IMVU Studio on the first day the update was released by clicking the usual opt-in style update available button that they usually have at the top right corner of the IMVU Studio interface. And for a few hours, everything went well until I got my first ever forced update prompt, which was strange because usually updates for IMVU Studio are optional. So my guess is 1.37.5 had a couple of bugs left to be addressed, and then they quickly patched it up to 1.37.6. So now let's have a look at what this update has to offer. Whenever IMVU Studio releases an update, the first place to check is always the release notes page. That's where you'll find in detail all the new features that they've included, so that you're not scanning through your software wondering what exactly is new. The link to view IMVU Studio release notes will be in the description. First update, bulk edit publish properties. When I first read this, I didn't know why my head went to the Casper Vent system from Second Life. But basically now, just like you could with the Casper Vent system on Second Life, IMVU now lets you bulk update properties that normally you'd have to re-enter create mode for. So you know how usually when you want to set a product as derivable, for example, you'd have to open up the product in edit mode and then resubmit your product. Well, IMVU says no more with this new update. So not only do you not need to enter edit mode anymore, but now you can bulk update properties for different products at the same time. Let's say there's a line of products you had in your store that were once display only and you wanted them to be purchasable. With this update, it's finally a reality. All you need to do is now select the products from your publish section. You'll first have to check the published filter depending on how large your draft section is. Then you're going to click the new update button in the upper right corner of the screen. Then you can modify the settings you want accordingly. It works with derivable, display only, searchable, and bundle enabled. I'm glad they added this feature because I know that for many creators out there, this can be a lifesaver. Let's look at the second big update, edit, published, profit. This one's straightforward, I guess. Before now, as most of you IMVU creators would know, the main option we had for updating prices would have you needing to go to your product's edit mode window, similar to what you needed to do if you wanted to set a product as invisible or display only. But now, you can just click on the 3 dots icon on your published product, then click update profit option, and you're good to go. Of course, there was always the edit product HTML option before now, which was arguably the easiest way to do this, but this just made things even easier. So your products that you want to put on a sale, or you just want to change the price for reasons best known to you, IMVU now has made things a lot easier for you. Currently, this works for only one product at a time. However, on the release notes page, they included this statement. In this release, you can only edit one product at a time, but in a future release, we will add the ability to edit your markup in bulk. So it would be incredible once we get to do this in bulk, similar to what Casper Vend lets you do in Second Life. I keep mentioning Casper Vend because it's the only system in the multiplayer metaverse space that I've worked with that lets you batch update sales features. But let me know in the comments what other platforms you've worked with that operate similarly. I hope that when they do the update eventually, they also include features like add or remove amount to or from profits, or even percentage value modifications. That would be insane. So I'm looking forward to the next version of this with high hopes. Yet another feature I'm glad IMVU added. Last big update, save looks to a list. Sincerely, this one confused me a bit because I really didn't understand what exactly was new here. But after reading between the lines, I got the gist. So color me surprised to just learn that lists were a thing in IMVU Next. There are features I thought died with the IMVU Classic generation, and this was definitely one of them. It's not that they are useless, mind you. As a matter of fact, if you're a seasoned IMVU player, like you actually play with IMVU frequently, lists can be quite helpful. What I used them to do was categorize my clothing items by body shape. Let's say I have a bunch of accessories and clothing items fitted to different bodies from different creators. I used lists to categorize them properly, so when I need to wear something that matches something else, I wouldn't struggle to find it. And now, even looks, formerly called outfits, can be saved in lists directly from IMVU. So my guess is this is handy if you have a couple of lists in your inventory and you'd like for certain looks to be part of that list. Well, go ahead and do that right in IMVU Studio. I personally can't say that this feature was one I was expecting or even stoked for, but I'm sure this is a big win for some creators out there. At this point, let me make a crucial announcement. If you are watching this and you appreciate what this channel has done, is doing, and aims to do for not only the IMVU community but also the 3D community at large, please do well to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video and all the good things. More on the sharing. It not only helps the channel but also helps other people who might be interested in content like this but are unaware of its existence. You never know who's looking at your social media status updates, family group chat conversations and whatnot. So sharing helps the channel and others as well. Curious about how to go the extra mile in terms of support? Well, you've got a few options. The Gumroad page, linked in the video's description, has a couple of products on it. You'll find a couple of add-ons, Devkits and other things on there that as of today are all free but are also pay what you want. So that's a good way to contribute to the channel through purchasing items from Gumroad with the pay what you want feature. For Second Life users, a link to the Second Life marketplace is there to check out items you'd be interested in. Surprise, surprise, I have created items for Second Life and still do from time to time, but obviously not as often anymore since I've been busy, to put it lightly. But if you like some of the items you find there, purchasing them would help this channel. Then of course, IMVU users, as I've mentioned before in my recent videos, the ones where I make items, for instance, there are links to products you can check out. My IMVU store is in my YouTube About section, so you can browse through it and purchase any items you like. Thanks for your support, everyone. Now let's wrap up the video. The last portions of this update are the more improvements and bug fixes sections. If you've updated already, the first one that will jump right at you is the tooltips, which are the brief messages that pop up when you hover over a button. UI wise, they changed some buttons that were formerly white background to gold background, which I admit did take a few seconds to get used to. In edit mode, they renamed type to category and category to subcategory, which I agree does make more sense. They even snuck in a pretty big one, which is that you can now collapse home mode sections. Very helpful, this one. In the bug fixes section, there isn't really anything that stands out to me, but I'm sure you can have a look at to see if any bugs you experienced were resolved in this update. And that brings us to the end of this review. Thanks to the IMVU team for these updates. They are certainly helpful, and I can't wait till I'm in full creating mode again so I can really enjoy the benefits of these features. What part of this update was your favorite? Are there any suggestions you might have for the IMVU team? Let's have it all in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Looking forward to the next one. Here's some more 3D videos.